Welcome to the Thanksgivers channel. I'm Jamia and I am glad that you are here. I will be sharing one thing that I'm thankful for on YouTube every day this year, and I'm hoping that you make the decision to join me. This is not another challenge. Rather, it is instead an invitation into an honest practice of gratitude, of just bringing the realities that we face daily before God and processing them. Actually, before I get to that, I'll say whether this is your first time joining me or you were here, you've been here the past few days, or you were here years ago when I started this journey and sharing it with others. At whatever point you're at, you're welcome here. And yeah, so today I am thankful for the courage to not self abandon. And have you ever heard of that term before? Like self abandon? I had a coach a few years back that I worked with that introduced me to that terminology. And so I want to share a little bit about what that means. So self abandonment, and this is coming from NAMI, the National Association for Mental Illness. Self abandonment means neglecting, rejecting, or ignoring your own needs, feelings, values, or boundaries to prioritize others' approval, comfort, or expectations, often stemming from a deep seated belief that your own inner world isn't important enough, or to avoid conflict, leading to inner emptiness and resentment. It's a pattern of disconnecting from your authentic self, like saying yes when you mean no, or hiding your true interest. Another way to say it is it's when you reject, suppress, or ignore part of yourself in real time. So, how does someone get in a position where they are self-abandoning? Like, what does that look like? Because that can feel like kind of a far away concept. And so, in my own life, like when again, when I was first introduced to the term, I had to think about the ways that it could and did show up. And for me, I had a realization that it came oftentimes out of wanting to do good for others. So, you can want to serve others, you can want to give to them because you love them, because you want to see good things for them. And so, you might offer yourself up freely in service of them or in what they need because of that love, or because of that desire to see good things for them, or to make the path easier for someone, or in some kind of way, or because you care about the good of the team, the group, whoever it is that you are working with or around, or that you're in proximity to, and you care about the overall group. So you give because of that as well. And people who oftentimes find themselves offering themselves up in service of others. They are people who serve as caregivers. Sometimes it can be people who serve in helping professions. So, the medical professions, education professions, um, uh, anything, anything along those lines. Um, Even if I didn't name it here, if it's someone that traditionally is involved in helping others, like it's just really easy to give and pour out. Could be the oldest child in the family, like if you're the oldest um, in a family. It could be maybe you're not the oldest, but you're the responsible one. You're known for being responsible. People expect you to make the good decisions. They don't expect you to be the one who's more carefree or reckless, or any of those things. So it is very easy when you're somebody that fits into one of those categories, and I overlap with several of the ones that I named. It's very easy to just be in the habit of offering yourself up to others, and that's okay. Like there's a time and a place for that. However, when you get to the place where you are tired, worn out, burdened, burnt out, weary, um, anxiety laden, um, overextended, exhausted, or any other adjective you can think of to go along with, just meaning being depleted or under resourced or whatever. Um, when you get to a place where that is what you're feeling, like you really can't serve well in that capacity. And the serving that you do, it is uh laced with anger. You can be embittered and angry for people not recognizing what it is that you need. But did you say what you needed? Like, did you let them know? um and that's kind of a realization that I've had of late, that I haven't been clear about articulating um what it is that I need. So you can't really hold anyone to a standard if they don't know, if they don't know how something might be affecting you. So to continue in that space of if you go past the point of where you're already tired, burnt out, overwhelmed, overextended, exhausted, all of that, where you're already in that space, you are continuing to serve and to give and to put others needs in front of your own. You're continuing to do that at your own expense. And what might that look like as far as paying the cost for that? That could look like a hospital stay, because your body will get to a point where it will stop cooperating with the madness. It could look like your sanity being in jeopardy. It could look like your health being impacted, you being bitter, you being snapping at people that don't have nothing to do with what you're dealing with. But because you just need to let go of some of that frustration, it can look like that. And it can lead to damaging relationships as well, because you might just shut down and again not communicate what it is that you need with a loved one. And then in between that time, what you have with them or with that group or in a certain position or role, like it becomes damaged or compromised in some kind of way. And so again, self abandoning is ignoring our own needs, limits, and well being in order to meet external expectations or to keep others comfortable. And it is, people pleasing is at the root of that as well. And here at Thanksgivers, we are not in the habit of practicing self-abandonment. And that's an idealized statement, right? Because again, I already shared, like if you're somebody that fits into one of those categories, or and you may not be someone that fits into one of those categories that I described, but you can still experience the challenge of self-abandoning. Like that's still possible. Um, you know, daily gratitude is a way of showing up for yourself to not abandon what it is that you need. So, like, I'm here today, tonight, recording this video, even though. I don't necessarily feel great because it's hard. If you're going to choose to not self abandon, then you have to deal with the consequences of what comes from choosing to not show up in a way that other people expect you to. That was meeting a need for them. And that can be difficult as well. So I'm here, I'm making the commitment to show up in this space and carving out time to reflect on where you see the goodness of God in your day to day life. That is not selfish. In fact, noticing the goodness of God around you each day, that is a form of self care. Like if that's a practice that we can adopt, that we can get used to, that we can make a part of our lives, that is a form of self care. And you know this practice also builds resilience. So we've talked about all of those things leading up to this point. Just the idea of being here, not needing permission. We just get to be, bringing our full selves. being in a position where we get to do this practice together, being in a position where we can be well, we know we have now because now is all we have. Being in a position where we can be understood, and then being in a position where we're making a choice to not self abandon and to show up for ourselves and to do what we need and to remain connected to our authentic selves. Because if we're going to learn how to be content, which is part of what the heart behind Thanksgivers is to help people be content in their lives. You know, we're not going to pretend that things are okay when they're not. We're not going to mask things with coping mechanisms and hope they go away, but we are going to honestly engage with the reality of our circumstances and choose to trust God anyway in the middle of that. And so, I thank you for being here with me and for checking out some of the other days as well. This is a practice that I know, just based on past experience, I know will truly shift things for you and will truly shift things in our lives. So I'm excited about inviting you to come along with this journey with me together this year. Please share something that you're thankful for in the comments. I will engage with you there, and let's keep going. Let's keep showing up for ourselves.